This week, massive unrest broke out after the defunding of the Kennedy Arts Center, and things got a little out of control as interpretive dancers protested in the only way they know how. Personally, I think BLM should have tried that. Here they were throwing soup cans at cops' foreheads when they could have been performing Swan Lake in the beautiful firelight of a police precinct.
I'm just standing here today with soup for my family.
But it's no wonder they got defunded. The dance isn't very good. I've seen better pirouettes from a literal monkey. Now that's a good use of my tax dollars. But I get it. Today's politics can feel more divisive than ever, which is why on this show, clips from all walks of life compete to be the most based, while cringe clips are unfortunately exploded in a fiery ball of death, and I interpret your dance to be cringe. Welcome to the democracy. Next up, let's give a quick check-in to our friends across the pond in Britain.
Do you think British horses neigh differently than other horses in the world?
Yeah, they do. I mean, they neigh more posh.
Could you give us a Posh Neigh?
Okay, so let's never do that again. Furries are getting way too confident out here. At least they're not running for government. Oh, geez. Forget fascism. I've read Animal Farm. I know how this turns out. I love that her version of neighing more posh is just like a freaky-ass giggle. I think I'd lose my mind if I heard that in the middle of the night. I think I'm starting to understand why they turn horses into glue. I don't know how they do that, but I'm hoping it begins with a fiery ball of death. Wait, pause the tape. Who brought a puppet to a protest? Is that a protest puppet? Because honestly, I think the optics on that are great. If MLK had a little dude on his hand, we'd have had civil rights at least 10 years earlier.
I have a dream.
He's just too cute. This might be the best new way to get your point across. You've got something to say, you don't think it's going to play very well, so you just pawn it off to a little mini-me. In fact, it works so well, I think I'm going to enlist a little friend to say a couple things I don't think I could get away with. I want to bang the horse girl. No, absolutely not. You lost your chance. That was cringe, but protest puppet, that's based. You live today, no explosion. Now, you might have heard President Zelensky and Donald Trump got into a tiny little argument this week.
You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen.
But I don't think any of us took it worse than this guy.
You fucking disgraceful son of a bitch. And then talk to him like shit and kick him out of the White House. Man, I just want to be next to Zelensky right now.
I just can't imagine our elders doing this with politics. Like your grandma's like, oh my gosh, did you see what Bill Clinton did with Monica Lewinsky? I just want to be with him right now. And then your grandpa probably beat her with a stick. Maybe violence really is the answer. Not the domestic kind, though. The giant explosion kind. That's cringe.
I just want to be next to
Choose your character.
Welcome to the machine.
Democrats think a literal fascist takeover of government is happening. And instead of putting up, I don't know, a congressional defense against our country, they're just making bad TikToks. At least when conservatives are the minority party, they go on Fox News to convince old people the sky is falling. Between this and those little signs at Trump's speech, don't Democrats know Photoshop exists? That's the easiest meme ever. I love that they put little positives and negatives under each senator, but why does Rep. Underwood hate balloons? Did she have like an it clown traumatic event as a child? Did a balloon animal neigh at her in a posh accent? Maybe she's just afraid of heights and terribly misunderstands how helium works. She saw Up one too many times and said, no way. Hopefully this explosion doesn't send you too high. You're cringe.
Choose your character.
But that is not the only rebuttal Democrats put up against Trump this week. Check out this compelling message from Chuck Schumer.
We'll immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down, they're up.
And to top it off, check out what Elizabeth Warren posted.
Starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are up, not down.
Huh. Those seemed similar. And Cory Booker posted,
That ain't true. That's what you just heard.
Okay, you get the point. But that's not too bad. Okay, a couple senators put out the same message. Oh my gosh.
Starting on day one.
23 senators? I know they say there's no diversity of thought on the left, but this takes it to a whole nother level. Somewhere out there's some DNC scriptwriter who is late on their deadline, decided just to copy paste and hope no one would notice. I do love this new gangster tone from the Democrats. Shit, that ain't true. That's what you just heard. It's always funny when you hear an old ass politician trying to use like the modern lingo the kids are using. I just hope they don't take it too far.
Yo, this is the Ranking Rizzler on appropriations.
Democrats are making life smoother through government funding. It's giving, it's giving.
So Sigma, main character energy. But Republicans' Project 2025 is mad sus.
They took it too far. An elected senator just said the word skibbity. We're reaching levels of cringe that shouldn't even be possible. I'm going to need a bigger explosion.
Congressman, how are you?
Okay, thank you.
Congressman, why should men be in women's sports?
Shorts?
Sports. Why do you think
They should not be in shorts.
Everything about this clip is hilarious to me. Congressman, a question? Beep, 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 beep. This is like a bad Monty Python sketch. I've never seen someone so determined to avoid a question. I didn't know that if you didn't want to answer a question, you could just make up a new one. Mr. President, are you worried they might impeach you? I eat peaches all the time. I'm going to be fine. But what about your alleged affair? Thank you for noticing my hair. It looks fantastic. And have you really been embezzling funds? Shit, that's a tough one. Yes, I have been bedazzling nuns. They look wonderful.
sports? Why do you think
They should not be in shorts.
I love it. He dodged those questions like Ali in his prime. That's based. He gets to live. Now let's check in on Philadelphia's newest plan to curb gun violence with bulletproof bus windows.
We had, one less than lethal passenger. So as you walk through here, right behind the right shoulder, you'll see that bullet hitting there. This driver would be alive and well, right? In a lot of cases, probably uninjured.
I love that even in their test scenarios, the driver still gets shot. He just doesn't die. Do bus drivers in Philly get hazard pay? I didn't know I'd have to fight John Wick on my way downtown. No wonder Philly riots when they win the Super Bowl. You never know if you're going to get shot on your way to get a cheesesteak. Quick question though, who is shooting bus drivers from outside the bus? Surely if you were trying to rob them or something, you'd go inside of the vehicle designed to let people go in and out. And who is this really stopping anyway? I was going to bring my gun, but now that I can't shoot a bus driver, why even bother? The city's lame. I'm moving to Chicago. This is definitely cringe, but apparently the explosion would only slightly damage the bus drivers, not kill them. So I rule you based. It's a paper beats rock kind of thing.
Now, I'm going to be quick. Elon, take your musty millions and musty Moscow rights to the moon. Because if you don't, we're going to stand up, we're going to speak out, we're going to march, we're going to do anything we need to do to make sure that the people of this country understand that the CFPB is for them. You get your musty hands off of our money or go to Moscow, you musty moo-moo-moo.
Yeah, you musty moo-moo. That's quite the insult. In the cow community, that's like being called a major bitch. You can tell this guy just saw a tweet that called Elon musty and went, yeah, I don't need to prepare a speech. It's like this guy just learned what alliteration is and he can't stop. Go to Moscow, you musty moo-moo, and pick a peck of pickled peppers while you're there. What is going on with Democrat protests nowadays? I swear it didn't used to be like this. Remember Occupy Wall Street? They weren't out there hitting the gritty and calling themselves Sigma Rizzlers. Something about Trump fried their brains so bad, the best insult they can come up with is in cow language. This is just sad. Oh wait, I have a giant explosion to cheer me up.
You musty moo-moo-moo.
We had so much wealth. Wouldn't it be nice today? Of course, now we give it away to transgender this, transgender that. Everybody gets a transgender operation. It's just wonderful.
Always a showman, that Trump, pulling from the old Oprah playbook. And if you look under your seat right now, you have 2 tickets for bottom surgery. One for you and one for a friend. You get a transgender. You get a transgender. Everybody gets a transgender. Honestly, I do think it would be more fun if we surprised people with transgender operations. Like, okay, Johnny, do you want the new Nissan Altima under door 2 or go for the mystery prize under door 3? I think I'm going to go for 3. Ooh, I'm sorry, Johnny. You are actually legally a woman now. How much of the federal budget does Trump think is spent on transgender people? Maybe this has been his problem the whole time. Trump thinks we're paying more for mastectomies than for missiles. And maybe transgender costs could go towards the military, but you just kicked them all out. Personally, I wouldn't want to go to war against an army of transgenders. They've already fought against their own biology. You think Russia is going to stand in the way? You're dying, and the last thing you hear is being corrected on someone's pronouns. This one's iffy, but no explosion. That's base.
It's impossible for me to ignore the events in the Oval Office. But what you saw is madness. I'm talking about madness like King George III kind of madness. When you see that condition, the first thing that you suspect is syphilis.
Did he just say Trump has syphilis? Oh, and when I say AOC has gonorrhea, I'm the bad guy. You can't just diagnose people you don't like with STDs. You're some politician trying to get through a rally and you get heckled from the back. Bernie Sanders has genital warts. I love that he acts like we don't even have treatments for syphilis like it's the 1400s. Pretty sure it just clears up now, allegedly. And why are we as a country so obsessed with politicians' junk nowadays? There's that giant naked Trump in Las Vegas for some reason with a really tiny pee-pee. Hey, I thought liberals don't body shame, okay? If you kick out every liberal with a small penis, you'll barely have anyone left. That one's mean. I love you, liberals. But this is how Trump won. Coalition building. He embraced the small pee-pee, which is all a small pee-pee really wants anyways. Embrace him. You'll barely even feel it. And that is a wrap. We've got 3 wonderful candidates for Based Video of the Week: Protest Puppet, Dodging the Question, and everyone gets a transgender. And the winner by a mile is Protest Puppet. Leave your suggestions for next week's clip in the comments below. Click subscribe, leave a like, and I will see you next week.